Carrie, and I'm talking about color theory. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some of these colors so you can kind of see the proportions that are required, because it's not an equal mixture of each color to get the secondary colors. So let's try mixing some of the colors. Okay, so now we're going to be mixing some secondary colors from our primary colors, and we're going to be doing this in watercolor. I've got a warm and a cool yellow. I've got my lemon yellow and my cadmium yellow. I've got my warm and my cool red, cadmium red, and my quinacridone magenta. And I've got my warm and my cool blue. This is the manganese blue, and this is the ultramarine blue. And I've also got an extra palette here so that I have someplace to mix on, because I want to keep my colors really fresh and clean. So I'm going to start with purple. So as we talked about, if I use my warm red, I'm not going to get a beautiful purple. I want to get a beautiful purple, so I'm going to take my magenta, and I'm going to mix it over here onto the side. I always like to start with the weaker color in a mixture, and then you add the stronger color to it. So in this case, I'm adding the cool blue to this mixture. Cool blue has an undertone of red, so that's going to give me a really nice purple. So here is my beautiful purple mixed with my magenta and my ultramarine. Let's take a look at what that would have looked like if I had mixed in the other red. It's not as beautiful and clean and pretty. Get a little bit more red even. See how it's kind of a murky color? So we might describe that color as being more gray. It's not as clean. It's not as clear, pretty, pure. This color is maybe a louder color. Sometimes people describe it that way. But this is a brilliant color, and this is a neutralized color. So it really matters which one of these colors that you pick to make your mixtures. So now let's go on and look at green. So for green, I want to choose a yellow that has a yellow undertone. So that's going to be my warm yellow, which is a lemon yellow. And then remember I'm starting with my weaker color in the mixture. Yellow is weaker than all the other colors. And I'm going to add my blue that has a yellow undertone. So that's going to be my warm blue. And I'm going to mix these together to make a nice in the middle green. So this is a real pretty emerald green. It's like magic when these colors come together. In watercolor, you need to use a lot of water to keep your colors really pure and clean. Otherwise, the dirty water might also affect the color that you get. So now let's take a look at that if I had used the other colors. Instead of using the warm yellow and the warm blue, I'm going to do this with the cool yellow and the cool blue. So here's my cool yellow. I'm going to start with that. It's my weaker color. And then I'm just going to add a touch of this cool blue until I can get it to the color of green that I want. I want to get kind of an in-the-middle green. And I think you'll see that this is a neutralized color. So again, it's kind of murky, it's grayer, it's not as beautiful and clean and pure. It's more like an olive or a khaki color. So if you started off with this color, and you really wanted this color to show the trees of the area that we live in, you could add a little bit of red to that color. So let's see what that would look like. So I'm going to add just a little touch of red to this pretty color, and let's see how that makes it get neutralized. Okay, so here is if we took the other combination, we start with this color green, and then we added a little bit of red to it in order to make it look neutralized. So the more blue I add to it, the more it becomes a cooler green. So it gets very similar to this. So just adding red to that color, the complement to it, is going to start giving you these more olive khaki colored greens. So now let's mix orange. So orange is going to be made with either yellow will make a nice orange, because both of these yellows have either a yellow undertone or a red undertone, and both of those are in orange, so that's okay. But we want to be careful which red we use, because the magenta red, the cool red, has a blue undertone, and blue is the complement to orange, so it won't make a beautiful orange. So for the warm yellow, we would want to use more of the warm, using the warm yellow will give us the warm orange. So the red to the orange is very, very strong, so we have to be careful how much we add to it. We always start with a weaker color. And so here's our bright orange color. A nice, pure, saturated, clean, vivid, pure orange. But now let's take a look at that if we had used the other red. So it's just slightly subdued. I always like to think of this as the volume has been turned down on the color a little bit. It's just not quite as vivid or bright. So that's some ideas of mixing colors, how to get the best saturated color for your secondary colors, and what happens if you use the other color, the different temperature that creates the more neutralized looking color. Well, that about wraps it up. If you'd like to see some of my work or get some more information, you can come to my website.